Oh, hi. I got my book of the month in, and it's in a new color because they don't have the YA book of the month anymore. They just have the regular book of the month. And I know that I pick the book for this, but by the time it shows up, I always forget what book that I chose. So we get to experience this unboxing together. And it's absurd amount of packaging because you got the box that we're gonna open. And then the book, once you open the box, is always wrapped in like plastic wrap, which I could do without. Oh wait, I say that and it's not. It's just the book this time. So apparently I chose The Guest List by Lucy Foley? I don't know. And as always, we do the fast forward reading of the synopsis. It's the wedding of the year, but someone won't survive it. On a remote island off the coast of Ireland, guests gather to celebrate the wedding of Jules Keegan and Will Slater. Will is a rising television star, handsome and charming. Jules is a smart, ambitious magazine publisher. Though the sea is a little choppy in the self-service spotty, their wedding is everything you'd expect of a young power couple. Designer dress, four-tiered cake, boutique whiskey, vintage champagne. Every detail has been curated to perfection. All that's left is to orchestrate the happiness. But perfection is for plans, and people are all too human. It's not long after the cake is cut and the champagne popped that resentments and petty jealousies come out. Worse yet, the latest barometer reading shows the weather has shifted from fair to changeable. Is that actually something that it shifts to? Changeable? And dark clouds are looming overhead. Everyone on the island has a secret. Everyone has a motive. And someone won't leave the wedding alive. ... I have to say that's a really awful summary. But from what I can tell of this book, it's actually pretty good, even if the synopsis is ridiculously stupid. It's a murder mystery. It's short. There wasn't really a whole lot that I wanted this month, and I was kind of going back and forth between not getting anything and getting this one, and I decided, oh, what the hell, I'll get this one. I like murder mysteries. Actually, I should say that I have only read mediocre murder mysteries, but if I just want something brainless to read, murder mysteries is one of my go-tos, even if they're not like favorite kind of books. So, book of the month for this month, The Guest List. What do y'all think? Hello, it is Monday. So as you might have remembered in last week's vlog, I decided to DNF The Shape of Things to Come because it was awful. Maybe not awful, maybe it was just boring. Like, I literally read 2 chapters and fell asleep during the middle of both of those 2 chapters, and it was 580 pages. There was no way I was making it through that book. So if I knew it was all about politics, I wouldn't have read it in the first place. It tricked me into thinking it was a science fiction. So pushing that aside, I replaced it with The Werewolf of Paris, and I finished it. I read half of it yesterday, half of it today, and damn, that was a dark book. Like, a dark book. Because of the fact that I can't leave my house and all the difficulties with the library and everything, we are going so out of order with everything this month. So 1931 was The Floating Admiral, which I'm finished with. I read that already. 1932 was Brave New World, which I'm waiting for a library loan to come through. 1933 was The Werewolf of Paris, which I just finished. So far, I'm not perfectly in order, but it's a fairly decent order, but it's about to get really bad. So 1934 is next, which is Why Didn't They Ask Evans, which I'm going to start tonight, but I am using that specific book as a prompt for the owls to only read at night. So it has to be dark outside for me to read it. So right now it's like, what time is it? It's 10 p.m. exactly. So I can get a good 2 hours in, but I won't be able to read it like mid-afternoon tomorrow. And then 1935 is Little House on the Prairie, which I've been listening to on audiobook. I actually haven't really gotten to it at all in the past few days, but I'm going to try to listen to it while I'm working tomorrow and see if I can just finish that tomorrow. 1936 is Gone with the Wind, which we already know I am doing a read 2 chapters every single day. I haven't done my chapters for today, but I will get to them. But read 2 chapters every single day, so that's not like a jump into that book next. Which brings us to 1937, which is Their Eyes Were Watching God, which is also on loan, or I'm waiting for it to come in from the library. Somebody else has checked it out. I'm just waiting for them to be finished with it, and then I can have it. Which brings us to 1938. So we're skipping from 1933 to 1938 as just a read cover to cover without any like caveats, I guess, type of book. And that is The Sword and the Stone. So I need to purchase it. It's not available as an ebook from my library, so I'm going to buy it on my Kindle, get that, and I'm going to start that tomorrow. Welcome to Tuesday and my continuous nightmare with reading books this month. So I've discovered that The Sword and the Stone was never converted to ebook ever. So I have to have a physical copy of that book. I did order it just now off of Thrift Books, but it's going to take a few days for it to show up. They've actually always been like really good about fairly quickly getting books delivered, but it's still going to take a couple of days, and I'm kind of running out of things to read right now. So we're going into the very, very end of my contingency plan, and I'm mostly just going to be reading Gone with the Wind. So the updates are going to be extremely boring in this vlog. I may just skip days completely, and you just won't see, like, it's Tuesday now, you might not get an update until like Thursday or something like that, or Friday. So this might just be kind of a lame vlog, but at least it'll be shorter than last week, because that's like almost an hour long. But I do apologize for that. We'll figure out something. But all of that being said, the point of that was I have nothing to read right now except for Why Didn't They Ask Evans and Gone with the Wind, and I'm only reading Why Didn't They Ask Evans at night. I haven't started it yet, actually, but the plan is to only read it at night. So if I have any cool updates, I will add them. Hello friends, it's Thursday, and I have a few updates for you. I finished Why Didn't They Ask Evans for my astronomy read, which is the book that I only read at night. It is also my 1930, I want to say 35, but one of my century reads. It was fine. Meh. You'll get a better explanation of it at the end of the month. I am on chapter 35 of Gone with the Wind, which puts me a little over halfway through. I'm at 56% of the book. I also got Brave New World. It does have the white cover. We got the white cover. I'm gonna start reading that next. Interestingly enough, I also got a arc of a book called The Anti-Virginity Pack by Kate Wismere. And for those of you who vaguely kind of recognize the name maybe, she is a booktuber who goes by Kate's Book Date, and she is one of my favorite booktubers to watch. And I just happened to get a hold of her of an arc of her newest book that comes out in June. So I'm not going to be able to get to it this month, but I will definitely read it next month, and I'm very, very excited about it. I thought that was pretty cool. I got 14 books in the mail today because I made a big book outlet purchase that I probably shouldn't have. And those all came in the mail today. That's going to be a completely separate unboxing video because it was so many. I got 13 books from Book Outlet, 1 book from like a pre-order that I had made on Amazon a while ago, and that apparently it got published and I forgot about it and it showed up in the mail today. And what else did I get? Oh, I got some tea too, and all of that is in the separate unboxing video. I'm not exactly sure when it's going to go up, but it will be up soon. Hello, I am coming to you from the same place on my couch that I film every video this afternoon, because the postman just delivered me all sorts of lovely makeup box packages, and I just figured I'd do like a super quick unboxing in this vlog. So IPSY's first. I honestly either threw away the card from last month or didn't get one because I can't find the spoiler card for my last month's IPSY bag, and I have no products that I've been using that could possibly come from an IPSY bag, so I'm just going to assume that everything I unboxed in last month's IPSY bag is completely irrelevant and you don't need my opinion on. If there was something that you were waiting for an opinion on from me, leave it down in the comment below and I will tell you. So we're gonna pull out the bag. It's a nice bag. Is there anything? Yes, there is something at the bottom of this. I'm glad I looked because that is stuck. We have a makeup brush at the bottom that has been completely screwed up in the packaging. I'm on focus. There we go. So it's a I don't know, it's a kind of it's a flat fluffy brush. Well, it would be if it was like shaped right and not screwed up in the bag, but this is fine. The bag is really cute this month. Like, that's adorable. I like it. Let's see what we got in here. Oh, this is like wooden. That's cool. First things first, we're gonna bring out some nail polish. I haven't painted my nails in years and years and years, but this is a really pretty color. So it's purple nail polish. And there's not a whole lot to be said about this. It's purple nail polish. Spoiler card. Next up, we've got the Youth to the People Super Berry Hydrate and Glow Dream Mask. Youth to the People is one of those really good brands that has very good ingredients. This does have fragrance in it, but it's really low on the list. Overall, it's a mask, so you wash it off after time, so I'm not super mad about it. It does have hyaluronic acid, which I don't like. Personally, it's a good ingredient for skincare for most people, but I live in a desert and I have dry skin, so it just makes my skin drier instead of hydrating it. So while I do recommend hyaluronic acid for a lot of people, I am not one of those people. But yeah, it's a mask. I'll try it. We'll see. We'll see if Youth to the People betrays me again. Next, we have this, which is... I have no idea. Is it a lipstick? I literally have no idea what this is. It is a lipstick. The thing that shows the color on the end is black, but it's a lipstick. It's a very matte looking lipstick. It doesn't feel very matte when you put it on. That's not too bad. I actually like that color. There you go. Lipstick. Acceptable. Next, final thing. Oh, this is the thing I picked. So this is the Christoph Robin hair scrub, and it's like a sugar or salt scrub for your hair, but I don't use it for my hair. I've gotten these before and I really like them, and I use it to shave my legs. So I specifically requested this as like my pick item because I'm running out of the one I have, and I use this to exfoliate and then shave my legs. Not what it's made for. It's meant to like exfoliate your head, but I'm very picky about what I put on my hair. So I'm actually not mad. There's nothing in here that I hate. I don't know if I'm gonna get a whole lot of use out of this. I might paint my toes in quarantine and everything right now. I don't know about this one, but maybe. And the color of the lipstick I really like, and makeup brushes are useful. So I'm down for this month's bag. Next, we're moving on to BoxyCharm, and for the past 2 months they haven't put a spoiler card in here, so I don't have last month's spoiler card because they never sent one. They didn't even email me one. So I know I don't have a spoiler card, but I do remember one thing that I got in my BoxyCharm because I've been trying it out, and this is the lip line corrector thing. I did not see anything good out of this. Like, as far as I can tell, it did nothing. It's mostly like moisturizing products in here, so I assumed that I could use it as like a lip moisturizer, or at least all around my lips, and it didn't really work out. I still had to use my other lip moisturizing products. If I just used this by itself, I got zero effect, and it didn't add anything when I used it with other products. Also, the one time that I put makeup on while wearing this, the makeup like peeled up like all around my mouth. So like all of my concealer that I had around my mouth would like peel up and come off and look really bad. So I can't say I recommend this. It didn't do anything at all, as far as I can tell. Again, I don't remember anything else that came in the box. Whatever it was, I didn't use it. So if you were waiting on feedback for something else other than that, let me know and I will tell you in the comments. All right, so this month's BoxyCharm looks like this. Hey, and we got a spoiler card finally. So the first thing we have are beauty sponges that are in a really funky shape. And we got a baby one, and we got a big one, and they're like square. So I don't know. That's interesting. So I guess it'll cover a lot more room. I don't know what you're gonna use. Like the sides of these are shaped weird. So maybe like what is this? Not bronzer, contour. Maybe you could use it for a contour, but I don't know. I can only see using this end. This one makes a whole lot more sense because you can get like up in the corners of your eyes for your concealer. So I'm not mad. I like beauty sponges. Oh, it's got a really cute little owl on the side of it. Oh my goodness. Focus. Can you even see that? I don't know. Oh yeah, I think you can now. Look how cute it is. Okay, I'm sold. I didn't know what to feel about that at first, but now I'm sold. All right, next up we have a makeup eraser, which I have a bajillion of these. So, they're useful. This one's huge. Whoa, That is way bigger than all the ones I have. So all of this is a very, very soft cloth that's gentle on your skin. How I use mine, well, I guess I should say how you're supposed to use it first. So you just get this damp and then you use it to wipe off your makeup, right? And without any product, it does a fairly decent job of taking off your makeup. How I use mine is I use an oil cleanser and then I use the makeup eraser to wipe off all of the like oil from the oil cleanser. But this one's very soft. I like the colors. I'm not mad. This one's like way bigger than anything I have before. So I'm down. Next, it looks like we've got some brushes, and they're really fun colored brushes. I'm getting all sorts of brushes this month in my thing. So these are all eye brushes, 100%. They're really fun colors. This one has a spoolie on the end. So this is just a blender brush. It's not a very thick blender brush. That's a pencil brush. That's like a packer brush. This would be an eyebrow brush. So you've got like the point at this end and you've got the spoolie at the other. And then this is supposed to, I think, be an eyeliner brush, but it's a bit thick. So this is an eyeliner brush if you're gonna use heavy liner. Oh, it says actually on the side. And I actually got all of the names right. Right off the top of my head without reading them off to the side. Good for me. But yeah, I'm down. I like colorful things. I can always use more makeup brushes because the more makeup brushes I have, the less makeup brushes I have to clean in order to use them again. That's not a really good plan. Please don't do that. The next thing in here is something that I know I don't like, which is the Professional it's just Professional. It's a pore filling primer. This dries out my skin so bad. Like so bad that I've used it before. I don't like it. I will give this away to somebody. Apparently, if you don't have really dry skin, it's a really good primer. It's a very popular primer, at least. It just doesn't work for me. And I already know it doesn't. And then the last thing in here is the Elemis Superfood Cica Calm Hydration Juice Super Hydrating Gel. And it is green. As far as ingredients on this one actually, the first ingredient is not water, which you almost never see. And that's pretty cool. The first ingredient is aloe leaf juice, it's a very calming, good ingredient. There is citrus fruit extract and fragrance pretty high up on the list, which I don't like. There is limonene, orange peel oil, bergamot, which is not good for your face. It's a carcinogenic. Spearmint. Oh, that's so bad. And then the key ingredient, which is supposed to be the most important ingredient in here and what the whole product's about, which is the Circa extract, is literally the last ingredient listed. So it's almost non-existent. So all in all, I'm gonna say this probably isn't very good for your skin, and it's probably not going to hydrate your skin very well because it's got too many sensitizing ingredients on it. It obviously isn't the worst thing in the world, but I just really wouldn't recommend it for daily use. Let's see what it smells like. Especially with the mint, the citrus extracts, and the bergamot. It's just like, none of those are needed. And then you're gonna add fragrance on top of that. I mean, you can use it if you want. I wouldn't use it. Yeah, it smells like a mojito. But yeah, it's really, you can probably see it. It's kind of a runny consistency running down my arm now. It feels like aloe when you rub it in. So it's really a weird ingredient base because, oh my god, that really just smells like a mojito. But it's got like the aloe in it, which is supposed to be desensitizing and good if your skin is irritated. And then to exactly counter the good that that aloe is going to do, they just pile in a bunch of irritating ingredients. So it doesn't make sense. I understand why those ingredients are in there. It makes it smell delicious. On top of it being sensitizing, I'm going to say, after rubbing it on my hand right now, this is so sticky. Like, ugh, my skin feels like super gross and sticky. And I really don't like that feeling at all. I can't imagine my face feeling as sticky as the back of my hand does right now. So I am going to say this is a dud product, and I don't recommend you go out and buying it for multiple reasons, which I just listed here. I'm sorry I went off on this for a long time, but let's see. This giveaway, this crap, and then the 3 things that I actually kind of like out of this box, none of them are actual, like, products. They're like tools. So I've got brushes, sponges, and a makeup remover, which, whatever, I'm fine with. So that's kind of a lackluster BoxyCharm, at least for me this month. I will see you with the next book update. Hello, it's Saturday afternoon, and I have been waiting for Their Eyes Were Watching God to come in the mail. It was supposed to be here yesterday, but it didn't show up. It says still out for delivery. It says it's supposed to be delivered today. My mail usually comes around noon, but it's already after 2 and no mail. So I'm a little bit worried that I'm not gonna have books to read this weekend, because if it does come today, then it's not coming till Monday at the earliest, because mail doesn't come on Sundays. So this is the current plan. Hopefully we get Their Eyes Are Watching God, or Their Eyes Were Watching God, and I can read that. But for right now, we're gonna assume I'm not gonna get the book. First, Gone with the Wind. I didn't read the chapters yesterday because I was too, like, enamored, I guess, with A Brave New World by Aldous Huxley. I read basically the entire book yesterday, so got to do 4 chapters of Gone with the Wind. That's the first thing I'm going to do. Then I am going to read my weekly chapters for I'll Give You the Sun, which, let's see, this is where we're at, and this little tab is where we need to get to. And that's about another 33% of the book. After that, I switched up my book choice for potions class for my owls, which the prompt for that is to read a book under 150 pages. Originally, I was going to read the short story Call of Cthulhu by H.P. Lovecraft, but with that huge order that I made off of Book Outlet, I got 2 books that were under 150 pages, and I want to read All Systems Red, which is the first book in the Murderbot Diaries, because, I mean, the Murderbot Diaries, like, who wouldn't want to read that as soon as you possibly can? It is exactly 149 pages, so it barely fits, but it does fit. We're gonna read some Murderbot. These 3 are not going to get me very far. Hello, it's 10 on Saturday night. Yeah, something like that. I have a lot of updates for you. First off, I read my 4 chapters for Gone with the Wind. They were like insanely long chapters today, so that took like quite a few hours and probably a good like 15% of the book for just 4 chapters. So very, very long chapters, but it's fine. It's the weekend. I had plenty of time to read them all. Next, I read my 33% of I'll Give You the Sun. And while I would love to update you on what's going on in this book, it's just so weird. It's indescribable. I don't even know if I like it. It's so weird. It's still still the stories of the twins, but both characters are just think in the strangest way possible in their own stories. Like, it's really weird because in the opposite story, so in the boy twin story, the sister is very normal, and in the girl twin story, the brother is very normal and like fits in with other people. But in their own stories, they're just weird. And it's not even like a weird that can be described. I'm not entirely sure what the plot or purpose of the story is. So it's mostly a slice of life type story, and I don't know where it's leading because, again, I'm going to be repetitive as shit. It's weird. I think I might finish the rest of this tomorrow just to see where it goes, because I don't understand anything right now. So moving on from that. After that, I read All Systems Red by Martha Wells, which is the first book in the Murderbot diaries. It is a novella. It is 149 pages, so very short. And this was such an interesting story. So Murderbot, which is the robot on the cover, is a AI security unit, a robot that has been augmented with cloned human bits, if that makes sense. It is not a sex worker, so it's sexless. It's a security bot. And this particular murder bot, or I should say this particular security bot, has hacked its own system. So it's a free thinker instead of a like corporation controlled unit. So it has like very human emotions, except for it hates humans. So, but it does have human emotions, and I guess there are plenty of humans who hate other humans. And it calls itself Murderbot. That's how it refers to itself, because it's a security bot whose job is to murder things on the command of its humans. It's rented out as part of a corporation and given to like different groups of humans. This follows, obviously because it's so short, this just follows like one group of humans who it actually ends up befriending and rescuing. Now, I cannot tell you why, but obviously being human, I, in my imagination, will gender the murder bot, because as a human I only really experience two like biological sexes, right? And even though it's obviously an it, in my mind I just happen to picture it as like feminine or female. And there is absolutely no reason that this character should be feminine, because it's a security bot that murders people. And you would think most people, when they think gender neutral, they don't actually think gender neutral, they think male, because the default for Western civilization for gender neutral is male. You can test this. Ask your kids to draw gender neutral terms like a firefighter or a police officer or an accountant or a lawyer. And no matter if your children are male or female, all of those gender neutral terms that I just gave you will all be drawn as male. You can get female gender neutral terms, but it's female dominated, like, workplaces. Like teacher, you could get a female, even though you might get a male out of that too. Nanny, secretary, things like that are female, but weapons-induced creatures or jobs are usually considered gender-neutral male. And even like the picture on the front of this looks masculine. There's no breast or anything like that, but I picture Murderbot as a woman, and I don't know why, and that just fascinated me when I finished the book. That for some reason its personality presents to me as female. Has anybody else read the Murderbot Diaries and has that same experience? Or is it just me being weird? Anyway, one of my books came in, The Sword and the Stone. So I have something to read now. I don't know that this is gonna last me very long because it's not a very long book. I was hoping that I would get 2 others this weekend, but I do have this. I'm gonna start it tonight. I did find out that this is really cool. It's an illustrated version, so there are like full color picture spreads in here that are beautiful. The artist did a fantastic job. But yes, so this is the next plan, but it is young adult, so it's not going to take me very long to read. And from there, I don't know where I'm going. Hello, it's Sunday, and it's mid-afternoon. I've just finished my 2 daily chapters of Gone with the Wind, and I am about to continue with reading Sword in the Stone. I am about 3 chapters in, and I can't say that I particularly like the writing style of this so far. It reads as somebody trying to mimic like medieval translated writing, where it's overly flowery and descriptive in a way that it doesn't need to be. But they made it, T.H. White made it for children by adding like weird words. So it'll be like this long description of a field and then be like, with the hibbity-hobbity rabbits. So it's a weird combination and not my favorite so far. Very hard to get through because the sentences are just so long that you like read through it and then you're like, wait, what the F did that just talk about? But I'm gonna get through it today. So my plan is to finish this today, and then if I still have time after I finish that, then I'm going to finish I'll Give You the Sun. And yeah, it's mid-afternoon today. It's Easter. Happy Zombie Jesus Day. And like I said, this is much slower than I would like it to be. So not super sure that I'm gonna get through this whole thing today. And it might be like I get through about half of it and just can't stand to read it anymore, and then I'll switch books then as well. But ideally get through this whole book today. And then I don't have anything to read, so I don't know what the rush to get through this book is. I don't know if I'm gonna check in anymore today. So if I don't, thank you for viewing this video, and I will see you next week.